H-Town for real. And you know we keep it real. Getting that money. It's H-Town for real.
What's going on, sports fans? We back at it again, RaWordz Podcast, presented by LJ from Houston. And we about to get into this Houston Texans NFL 2021 schedule. And of course, when I'm talking any type of sports on social media, gotta have my player partner, my ace boom, from the Brothasnbets podcast, Marleybets. What's going on, sir?
What's going down, H-Town? What's up with it, LJ? Now we do same shit, different toilet.
Hey, man, all day. Finally about to talk this schedule, man. You know,
Much as I'm not feeling the Texans, I'm just excited to talk football, LJ. So,
hey, might as well, man. It's still our hometown team, you know, so we got to eventually address the issues at hand, you know, so might as well go and knock it out the way and do it tonight because, you know, they did already have a preseason game, and I caught a little glimpse of it, and needless to say, Marley, I was pleasantly surprised. You know, I see a little different type of intensity and atmosphere and excitement going on with the team. You know, mainly I saw it on defense. You know, as you know, the offense really wasn't the problem last year. You know, Deshaun Watson had a career year. So it's all about the defensive side of the ball. So we already know that was going to be a drastic change in that, different thinking that we got different coaches now, you know, different philosophies. So just give me your initial thoughts about what were you looking forward to seeing from the Texans differently this year?
Well, I don't know if you know, I went to one of the spring, one of the spring games, practices, excuse me. I think it was actually the first practice, maybe. Anyway, so I look at some guys. Roby looks good physically. A couple other guys as well. I want to see how they're going to adjust to the 4-3 defense that Lovey's bringing in. We kind of talked about this briefly off air. Transitioning from a 3-4, which most of these guys have probably been a star athlete since high school, right? So making the transition, yes, I'm sure they probably played in a 4-3 at some point in their high school or collegiate or early NFL career. So I don't want to say it'll be hard, but it has to be an adjustment. And I think even if you have played in it, you haven't played in it with these group of guys. So it still takes, defense has to damn near fit like a puzzle. This piece goes here, this piece goes here. Everything moves collectively. All the gaps are plugged in. You plug in the gaps like a puzzle. You put a defensive tackle in this gap, another defensive tackle in this gap. The linebacker covers the gap in between those guys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. For your front seven. So I think it'll benefit Zach Cunningham a little bit more. You give him an extra D lineman to worry about, to take up another offensive lineman. Free him up from fighting off as many blocks. Although technically, 3-4-4-3, still 7 people in the box. However you look at it, I personally like the 3-4 coming from a linebacker perspective. Just small college, nothing major. I like the will position in that it's made for him to tackle. He's the linebacker that's over directly behind the tackle. He just shuffles left or right, depending on, their reads. And I'm not trying to get into too technical football. But so I want to see the adjustments on defense. I want to see the secondary. I want to see how the defensive line is going to be without Watt there, even though, he hasn't been, what he's been lately. But I'm sure his leadership in the locker room and on the sideline, I'm sure that'll be missed. So who's going to step up and fill that void? Like you said, offensively necessarily wasn't the problem. I do want to see Phillip Lindsay and the running backs we got. I want to see how that looks. I'm interested a little bit in Tyrod Taylor, but Tyrod's been in the league for a while. I think we pretty much kind of know what he's capable of, not capable of, what we'll get. My main thing with Tyrod is, can he play a whole season healthy? So I know his ability. I know he's, about an average, maybe slightly above average. quarterback. He can make some throws. He can move around with his legs. I know what I'm going to get. My main question is, though, can he stay healthy for 17, 18 weeks?
Yeah. Well,
if we're not going to talk any shit about him, the Texans players, those are the things that I'm looking for.
Well, I mean, like I said, we're going to start off with the defense because that was the most horrendous aspect of our team last year. They gave up 160 yards per game, which was by far the worst in the league. And
rushing yards per game?
Yes, 160 yards rushing allowed per game last year. We're going to start right there.
That's terrible.
Yes, that is very terrible. We gave up 400 yards just total a game, 256 passes. So the defense.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick? It's kind of off topic, but we talked about this on my show before we get all the way into the Texans. I want to ask you a question. I heard on ESPN. I don't know if it was today or yesterday. I don't know if it was Greeny or Dan Orlovsky, but it's on ESPN today. One of them. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. It was Max Kellerman.
Okay.
Max said this quarterback class will be the greatest quarterback class in NFL history. Now, my question is, you remember when I proposed to you that the Texans, if we don't end up keeping Deshaun Watson and we have to trade him, that I felt like we missed out. One, because multiple teams had 2 first-round picks. 2, the quarterback class that came out this past year will be better than next year. I don't know if it'll be the best ever, but it will, in my opinion, it will be significantly better than this year's coming up, and I believe the year after that. I just want to know, what are your thoughts on that? Do you believe this? How good do you think this quarterback class can be potentially? And after hearing that from Greenberg and after seeing the 4 quarterbacks over the weekend, do you still feel like they should have pulled the trigger on the Deshaun Watson trade? If we keep him, then I get it. Keeping him, you're keeping him. But if they decide to trade him later, I think it was a mistake. Do you agree?
No, I disagree. I think they're holding on to him because they can't do nothing with him because of the charges that are going on right now.
So you think nobody will make the trade with the Chargers?
Because it remains to be seen of what's going to happen. It's still up in the air, So the unknown is still out there. So no team is going to, do anything right now because they don't know for sure if he's going to be able to play. He's going to be suspended, all those type of things. So that's why the reason why I feel he wasn't traded.
I think they'll still try. I think somebody will trade for him. I don't know. Obviously, no.
I mean,
we
possibly.
We don't know. That's kind of tough to, to determine. Do you think they got a chance in keeping him?
Man, I want to say yes, man, but my mind is telling me no. You know what I'm saying? It's telling me no because of how he tainted the team and said he didn't want to play.
I feel like we have a better chance in keeping them now than we did way back when this first jumped off. Like when he first demanded a trade. I think obviously I have no idea. I don't have nobody that's in Deshaun Watson's circle, right? But I mean, you've had time to let shit blow over. Obviously, your charges have probably gotten a little more serious than initially thought. The Texans have still kind of, I'm not going to say kind of, they've stood by him for the most part. At least Casario and David Culley have.
Yeah.
So do you think maybe Culley and Lovie Smith, maybe overtraining camp, maybe they built a little bit of a rapport. Maybe he can change his mind if he does change.
I hope so. I'm praying because the way the schedule looking, if we have Deshaun Watson, we probably could do a playoff run. I'm real serious. But it goes back to what I'm talking about right now. The defense has to be way better than what it was last year. To the point, you gave up 160 yards a game, right? You didn't even rush for that, so you're going to have to flip-flop that for us to even have a chance. because, like you just talked about, the running back depth, they're going to have at least 6 running backs on the roster.
You think they're all going to make the roster?
I think they're going to have the more depth is going to be at the running back position than any position on the team, because I think that Culley's coming from that Baltimore Ravens staff, control the line of scrimmage.
Can you think are we going to run a lot of play action and read and Baltimore style?
I believe so.
I
believe
like Lamar Jackson.
Yes, and if Deshaun Watson is behind it, it would be very effective because he has the athletic ability to make it happen.
Effective.
Yeah. So you may possibly be throwing some out there because
I don't know. I'm just thinking like, okay, if I'm Deshaun, I'm pissed off at the Texans, right? Pissed off beyond belief, fucking pissed off. But I'm not pissed off at Casario and I'm not pissed off at Culley. I'm pissed off at the top. So I'm pissed off, right? Boom. All this shit happens with these girls and all this shit. Kind of takes my mind off being pissed off at them. Now I'm pissed off at this other situation, right? Boom. Camp starts. Now I've been avoiding Culley and Casario, but now I can't because I don't want to get fined. So I have to go to camp. Now I'm not really mad at my head coach. So when he comes to talk, I saw them talking at practice. So when he comes to talk to me, I'm not mad at him. So I'm going to assume they have a regular relationship, right?
Okay. I got you.
I would think over time. Now this is a huge maybe, right? I'm doing a lot of assumptions here. I'm just assuming maybe you gotta assume that David Culley and Lovie Smith is definitely trying to convince him to stay. I mean, why wouldn't they? Right? So I would think over time, maybe it seems like the girl situation has gotten worse. I don't think we've learned any more facts than we did before then, but it just seems like if it was some bullshit, it probably would have blown over by now. And I know that something happened I seen in the court system like a week ago. I'm not exactly 100% sure. I read something. And I think it's going to go to a grand jury.
They're trying to investigate him for sex trafficking.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what it was. Right. Which I don't understand. I guess flying them in from another state.
Yeah, that's considered human trafficking. Yeah.
Like, that shit is so stupid to me. Can trafficking just be trafficking? Like, literal trafficking. I mean, if an adult makes a decision to fly
another adult.
Right. I don't understand. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know some things has to be written down, but can we like have common sense shit? Like, okay. No, whole nother topic though. But now maybe that I'm not as mad. Now I know David Culley a little bit more personally. He's not a bad guy. Black head coach, although I didn't get the black head coach I want, but black head coach, going to put this new offense in, brought in Lovie Smith, black D coordinator. Maybe the locker room is a little different dynamically than it was before. No, I don't know. I'm just pulling straws, man.
Hey, and those are good straws because those are
not to talk shit about them. So
no, those are high possibilities because like I said, the attention to detail and the enthusiasm that I saw with the team in that preseason game was a totally different thing.
I don't want to overreact to a preseason game.
No, I'm not overreacting, but you do have to understand, Marley, it starts with the mentality of the coach.
You're right.
So I see the coach out there engaged with his players. Every play counts for him. He wants to win and put effort into every play. So
let me ask you this. Before we go over the season games, what would David Culley how many games does David Culley have to win for you to be like, maybe we have something here?
It's not necessarily the win.
I mean,
because
I don't think he has to have a winning season. I know you're not going to say 10 games or 8 games. I mean, just for you to see, like, whatever that number can be, it can be 4, but just for you to see, like, okay, I like what I've seen. We're just not as talented as the rest of the guys, but based off, we got a whole new offense in. We got a whole new defense in.
Mhm.
We got a whole new staff in. But I can see improvements offensively, defensively as a team. And I do like what I see in David Culley.
I mean, I will have to see the improvement in areas that we are flawed in. I will have to see a progression of improvement. I don't want to see nothing digress. You see what I'm saying? Because we can't get no lower than what we are. We're bottom in the league in rushing defense. We can't get no worse than where we are.
But Culley's doing the offense, right?
Well, he's the head coach. He has Kelly as the offensive coordinator and Levy as the defense. But he's engaged with both of them. It's not like he's out.
I thought he was the offensive guy primarily.
I mean, he may be.
I don't know.
I'm not for sure.
Or was he special? I can't remember what he was doing in Baltimore.
He probably was an offensive type, coach. But like I said,
defense is on Lovey. We're gonna see. I'm assuming he's gonna bring the Tampa 2 or some variation of it.
Yeah, but I'm very, very, very intrigued. I'm not saying that I'm like overreacting, saying that we're gonna have this great season, even though we don't have Deshaun Watson. Because 9 times out of 10, he's not going to play for the season unless some miracle happens. I don't know what happens, but he's not going to play. I don't think he's going to play the whole season. I was going to say,
I don't think he's going to probably play this year. I don't know if we trade him or not, but
he's definitely not playing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. If he's on our roster, it's hard for me to see him playing until all this shit gets settled. He's not playing until the shit gets settled. Okay. And then COVID is slowing the courts up and shit like that. So. Yeah.
Well, we're going to dive into this schedule, assuming that Deshaun Watson is not playing. So we have Tyrod Taylor as the starter. I'm assuming he's going to beat out Jake. What's the Mills? What's his name?
Of course. He's going to beat out the rookie. We're going to assume it's Tyrod.
Okay. So we're going to assume it's Tyrod Taylor going into the season. All right. These are the first 4 games we got up. We're at home against Jacksonville. Huh?
My bad. I was already answering the question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'm just going to break down Jacksonville's, they got a new head coach, Urban Meyer, and a rookie quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. So we have a rookie coach. So that cancels out. But we have Tyrod Taylor going up against a rookie quarterback. Now, Tyrod's very seasoned. We already know he's a serviceable quarterback. He hasn't done anything spectacular, but I think Tyrod Taylor can move the chains, get you some first downs. I'm not saying he's going to give touchdown drives, but he's very serviceable quarterback. So I'm going to call this as a win, sir. The Houston Texans will win their first game against the Jacksonville Jaguars at home.
Yeah, I think you'll have the home crowd. You'll have the guys fighting hard to get David Culley his first win. I'm sure they look at the schedule like we look at the schedule and see it's going to get pretty rough coming up. So I definitely think, like you said, although David Culley is a first-year head coach, it's not his first year in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I do think that they can get a win. Based off Trevor Lawrence, it's going to be his first time seeing an actual live NFL defense, albeit our defense isn't the best and it's going to need a lot of improvement. I assume Jacksonville's going to try to run the ball a lot. Probably not put it in the game in Trevor Lawrence's hands as much. If and we're assuming that Gardner Minshew started the preseason game as a quarterback, not Trevor Lawrence. So maybe we get Gardner Minshew. I doubt it, but maybe. But I agree with you. I think the Texans can get an opening win at home against the Jacksonville team. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. Sure, they're going to be nervous. I think David Culley will be all right, although he's a first-year head coach. Like I said, he has over 20 years, I believe, in the NFL. So it's not necessarily his first rodeo. And he has Lovie Smith as a defensive coordinator who's definitely been around the block, head coach, coached in the Super Bowl, I believe, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I got the Texans starting the season off 1-0 as well.
All right. Considering Jacksonville only scored 19 points a game, and gave up 30 points on the defensive side. But
The running back,
interesting.
Gerard. I think that's his name. No, not Gerard. What's his name?
The running back?
Yeah, he was a rookie last year. He had a good rookie year. He came in like in the middle of the season. Damn, I can't think of his name right now. It'll come to me later.
Yeah. But it's funny, interesting about this schedule that I'm gonna break it down to you for a little bit, but it's gonna be a certain scenario that's gonna continue to happen that I want to point out to you. But starting off that Jacksonville rushed for 94 yards a game. We only rushed for 91 yards. So they outrushed us last year. Didn't even rush for 100 yards, and they outrushed us.
I think our rushing is over. With the running back we got, I expect our rushing to go up.
I hope so.
Over 100 yards.
That's just a glaring stat. I wanted to throw that out there. So next game we have Texans going out to the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns scored 26 points last year, gave up 26, so they were pretty much even. Rushing 148 yards per game, which was top 5 in the NFL. And of course, they got Baker Mayfield. Is his fourth year or fifth year going in? Which one of those years? I think
it's fourth year.
Okay. Well,
fourth.
Okay. Well, he's been on the team, even though he's had maybe about 3 head coaches in 4 years, I believe. So he has a lot of turnover there as well. So, not world beaters, but they did go to the AFC divisional round last year against the Chiefs and lost. Yes. So they made a nice little run.
Decent season.
And considering how we are built as a team right now, just on paper, I haven't seen anything yet. I'm going to say that Texans will lose this game at Cleveland, so they will go 1-1.
I think this is probably the best duo running back field in the league with Chuck and Kareem Hunt. Definitely top 5 duos. I think you get Odell back. I think Odell's going to have a great year. He's been hurt a lot. I think people have probably been slipping on him a little bit. I think as long as he stays healthy, I think he'll have a lot to prove. I think the Browns are a sleeper team. I don't know if they're better than the Bills yet. Obviously, they're not better than the Chiefs, in my opinion. But I think they're a top 5 AFC team for sure.
Top 5. Okay.
Probably in the toughest division in the AFC. I had to look at everything. But I think the Browns are going to be really good because they can fucking run the ball. And I think that defense is going to be really good. They're going to give up less than 26 a game this year.
They've added Javade Clowney.
Right. To go outside Myles Garrett on the other side. With Clowney's not what Clowney used to be, but with Myles Garrett on the other side, I'm sure Clowney's going to make some plays. I'm sure he'll be rejuvenated to be over there in Cleveland.
If he stays healthy.
Right. If he stays healthy, exactly. But I just think Cleveland's the better team.
Well, you say Cleveland is possibly top 5 in the AFC right now, so you're putting them over Baltimore, Tennessee, and Pittsburgh.
No. I'm not putting them over them.
Well, you said top 5 because you had Kansas City, Buffalo.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Chiefs, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens.
Titans.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if the Titans are better than the Browns.
Okay.
I think that remains to be seen.
Okay.
I like them. I think they're arguable.
They had the same record last year, 11-5. So I mean, I'm not arguing with you. I mean, hey,
we'll see what happens with Julio going into the and how Odell comes back. I don't think that's I think top 5. I think they can be fifth. I don't mind the argument of the Titans being fifth. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, we both agree that they will be 1-1 after this game. Next game, we're coming back home. Play the Carolina Panthers. Carolina went 5-11 last year. They scored 21 points a game, gave up 25. So another team that gave up more than they scored. And they rushed for 106 yards a game, which also outrushed us last year. So that's the 3rd consecutive team that outrushed us last So just point it out. And they got a new quarterback, Sam Darnold over there. No more Teddy. They got Sam Darnold over there. I think he
is Sam Darnold a good quarterback?
Is he a good quarterback?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily. I mean, but hey, maybe he didn't have a chance to be, what he was because of the coach that he had.
Agree with that. I can agree with that.
We're gonna
I was just asking the question because you said, "Hey, they have a good quarterback," and I was just like, "Is he?" I don't know.
I didn't say a good quarterback. I said a new quarterback.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, new quarterback.
Good quarterback. I'm sorry.
No.
And I was like, "Is he?" I don't know. I'm not saying he's not good. I'm saying I don't know. Is what I'm saying.
I'm just pointing out the fact that they have a turnover just like we do. So I'm just trying to compare the teams of consistency compared to what they're turning over as well, getting new rosters and players and things like that. So, yeah, the Carolina Panthers, new quarterback Sam Darnold. So, it's kind of up in the air with this game. Carolina's always really had a somewhat decent defense, I think Kuechly's still out there. Did he retire? Did he eventually retire? He's still out there? I think
Kuechly's gone.
Okay, so he's gone. But, their defense has been pretty solid, throughout the years. Not too bad, not too good. So I'm going to say this is a loss as well, considering the quarterback that we have. It could come down to the last possession, and I don't think that as of right now we're built to try to come back on the team. And plus, Carolina's an NFC team. And we tend to have trouble with NFC teams, so I'm going to make this prediction as we're going to lose this game. But it could change. Like I said, I have the right to change my mind once I see the games happening and things like that. But as of right now, on paper, I'm going to say that's a loss. 1-3 after this game.
I think if I'm not mistaken, man, Christian McCaffrey missed a good portion of the season.
He did.
And, I'm sure that contributes to that 5-11. He's probably a, top 5, top 3. I don't know, top 5 probably. Top 7. We'll say 7. Top 7 running back. Especially what he can do with catching the ball. Probably that's why I like to say top 5 because he catches the ball and runs the ball in between the tackles. I like what I saw out of Carolina last year, especially with Matt Rule being the first-year head coach. And Teddy getting hurt last year for a couple games, even though P.J. Walker came in and looked phenomenal. I don't know why he's not competing for a starting job over Sam Darnold, but I guess we'll see what happens. I love P.J. Walker. I don't know why. Or is he Washington? No, it's Walker. But anyway, I think I agree with you. I think this will be a tough game than I originally thought when I looked at the schedule. I originally saw it and was like, okay, the Panthers are going to win.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm coming around to Tyrod a little bit. I like the running backs. I like if we're going to run a little bit of Lamar Jackson style Baltimore offense. Look a whole lot better with fucking Deshaun. But I think I'm going to agree with you. I think it's going to be hard to stop that offense. I think we can probably slow it down. I think Christian McCaffrey breaks loose a couple of times in the game and gashes us probably. And Sam Darnold, I don't know how to read Sam Darnold yet. The Jets, they're probably one of the most dysfunctional teams in the NFL. So, like you said, did he have a chance to be a good quarterback? Adam Gates was a terrible head coach at the Jets. So it's hard to see him, but I'm going to go with the Panthers too. I'm going to say we'll be 1-2. A lot of this is going to depend on too how good Tyrod Taylor is, and mainly what you said. How much did our run defense improve?
So yeah, just as of right now, I mean, because could you say Sam Darnold is better than Tyrod Taylor?
I can say he has more potential. I don't know if he's better.
Okay, remains to be seen.
So. I just don't know because is the Jets fair to judge him off of?
I mean, I wouldn't. I say no, man.
I
Just
mean,
because of
Adam Gates did some horrible shit there. Dog.
yes, he did. He did, man. He
I
didn't
don't know.
deserve to be no coach.
I don't know how fair that is to Sam Darnold. So
But we'll see what happens,
we'll
man.
see this year. Matt Rule's proven. I thought he called. I thought he played. I thought Carolina did pretty good for a first year head coach, calling his plays coming from college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I thought I think it's on Sam Darnold this year.
Okay. All right, moving on. Next game. On the road, going to the Buffalo Bills. Went to the AFC Championship last year. 13-3 on the season. Averaged 29.9 points a game, which you might as well just say 30. They gave up 23 points a game, rushed for 107 yards a game, which was also better than us. And they threw for 288 yards a game, which was only atop of Deshaun Watson and the Texans because they were number one passing. Deshaun Watson was number two at 283. Josh Allen signed a huge contract, so they sold him up for the next 5 years. So they're saying that that's their number one franchise quarterback.
Smart.
And I don't need to be long-winded on this one. This would be a loss, sir. So
yeah, I'm not gonna be long-winded. We're not gonna beat the Bills. You said we're on the road in Buffalo as well. If I'm not mistaken. I heard you say that. Yeah, we're gonna go to Buffalo. Let me stop saying we. They're not gonna go up to Buffalo and beat the Bills. But yeah, there's no need to be long-winded on that. We're not that talented.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, out of the first four games, we got 1-3. Going in back home, facing the New England Patriots, which were 7-9 last year.
This is week 5.
Yeah, this is week 5.
Okay, making sure. Are we assuming that Cam is still there, or has Matt Jones taken?
I'm assuming Cam is the quarterback.
Okay, gotcha.
So they averaged 20 points a game, gave up 22 points a game. So another team gave up more points than they scored. They averaged 146 rushing yards a game, which was more than us. So another team. And I'm saying, like we said, Cam Newton we're assuming it's going to be the quarterback. And considering that we're going against Bill Belichick, and it's a lot of New England regime on our staff as well. So
always New England regime on our staff. That was part of Deshaun's problem.
So this is going to be more than just on the field. This is going to be a chess game right here. It's going to be home too. And you know what, sir? I'm going to say we win this game.
You're going to say who wins this game?
I'm going to say the Houston Texans will beat the New England Patriots coming back home week 5.
Fuck out of here.
Yes, I'm writing it down right here. Win.
Fuck. You're trying to get me upset. Fuck out of here.
This is what I'm assuming. I'm assuming that the defense is going to be better. These are my predictions. I'm considering the defense is going to be way better.
You know whose defense is going to be better?
Who?
New England's defense is going to be better.
Hey, maybe.
You know why they're going to be better? Because half of them didn't play last year. They sat out for COVID. Now, I'm going to assume Hightower and what's the cornerback's name? I can't even remember his name because he sat out. Gilmore. There we go. Gilmore and Chung, I believe, sat out.
Yep.
Those guys sat out. So when New England comes back, that fucking defense is going to go. And the defense wasn't bad last year. It just wasn't as good as that year before Brady's last year when they were fucking excellent. They're going to go back to being a good fucking defense. They gave Cam a few more weapons. They added the tight end Hunter Henry. They brought in Nelson Aguilar. Calling me right now. It's like show. I don't understand it. It's fucking crazy. Nelson Aguilar. They brought in somebody else too. Nelson Aguilar, Hunter Henry, somebody else. But I believe the offense is going to be better. People got to remember this too. Before Cam caught COVID, they weren't looking bad. It was until Cam caught COVID missed some games, and he came back. And it's the same thing I kind of wonder about when I asked you about Dennis Schroeder. How much does COVID affect you physically after you come back? The Patriots had to miss a lot of practices due to COVID. They were one of the teams that was most affected. I don't know if they're going to be, a classic Patriot team in a Bill Belichick fashion, but I think they're going to be a lot better than last year. And I think partly because a lot of teams are going to sleep on them too, though, because they're going to think, oh, they're not the Patriots from the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see how they looked last year? And I bet, I don't know. I just think the Patriots are going to have a good year.
Okay.
So I got the Patriots obviously winning this game for sure.
Okay. Well, let me put that right there. Loss for Marley, win for me. All right. Moving on to our division. Back in our division, because we already played Jacksonville first game. We're going to go out to the Indianapolis Colts. 11-5 on the season last year. They scored 27.9 points a game, so you might as well just say 28. And they gave up 27, so they were +1 point differential. Averaged 124 rushing yards a game, which was more than us, another team. And they have a new quarterback out there, Carson Wentz, coming over from the Philadelphia Eagles, dealing with the injury right now. So it's up in the air if he's going to play week 1 as well. So I'm going to assume that he's going to play. And the Colts have a very good defense. Their linebacker, Darius Leonard, is an all-pro. So he's always around the ball. So I'm going to give us a loss going into Indianapolis, considering this is a divisional game. The Colts will come out and compete. I think the defense is better than us, and I think that their offense can probably get some first downs and, probably move the chains on us pretty handily. So, yeah, I'm going to give the Texans a loss right here.
Yeah, we're not better than the Colts. Now Wentz, depending on, obviously this is week 6, so, if he doesn't start the season, I assume he'll be back by week 6.
Yeah.
So with that being said, and going up against that defense, and going into Indianapolis, I don't see us being able to go pull off a win there. And like I said, I'll assume if Wentz doesn't start the season, he'll be playing. And that defense with Darius Leonard, bro, I think he's the best linebacker in the game right now, personally.
Yes.
Fucking, bro. So
yes,
yeah, definitely got us losing that game as well.
All righty, no argument there. Still on the road, flying out to the Arizona Cardinals to play the new Texans. They got picked up a couple of our all-pro players on their team. So, Arizona what was their record last year? Arizona was 8-8. They had a good start, kind of digressed at the end. I think Kyler got hurt last couple of games, which kind of dampened their season a little bit. They averaged 25 points a game, gave up 22. So, good job there. Averaged 139 rushing yards a game. Kyler Murray averaged 89 of those yards. So their leading rusher was at their quarterback position.
Yeah, not that good. That's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's not supposed to happen at all. So that's going to have to balance out. So with that being said, I will be at Arizona this game because I have this circle. October 24th, we'll be out there for this game. So
nice.
I'm going to consider that a loss as well. So there you go. Loss at Arizona, considering the offensive power that they have. I don't think that we'll be able to keep up with it. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to want to show us that he is an all-pro still, but wasn't our fault that we traded him. So I hope you don't take it personally. But even still, he's still going to show. Yeah, I'm still know that he's going to show out. And J.J. Watt may prove that he still got a little gas in the tank. So
he's definitely going to try to in this game.
Yeah. So Cardinals win the game. Another loss for the Texans.
Yeah, another loss. I think there will be a highly motivated Cardinals team, simply because they'll probably want to win for JJ and Drake. And yeah, Bill O'Brien's not there anymore, but I don't think they care. I think the owner's still there, and that's who cut the checks,
Yep.
and who ultimately gave Bill O'Brien the ultimate say so. Because I'm sure Bill O'Brien, definitely for DeAndre Hopkins, he can't just trade DeAndre Hopkins without going to talk to the owner. So, and I'm sure the same will Watt, demanded the trade. So yeah, and they're just a better team with at the end of the day. So yeah, I got another loss for the Texans, unfortunately.
All righty. Well, that brings the record to 1. Well, you have them only with 1 win so far. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 losses now. 1 win.
Wow.
I have 2 wins, 5 losses. Now, this is definitely going to be a loss because we're coming back home to play the Los Angeles Rams. Record last year was 10-6, averaged 23 points a game, only gave up 19 points, which was best in the league. Averaged 126 rushing yards a game, and their defense, only team in the league, rushing yards was under 100, passing yards was under 200 yards a game. And they have a new quarterback as Matt Stafford got traded, beginning of the season. So I'm definitely going to put this as a loss. And this is a home game, so we may think about having to go maybe tailgate this game because it's going to be a live game with the Rams out here. So just an interesting thought. I might throw that out there. But yeah, I got this as a loss, sir. I don't need to talk about it. We already know how the Rams are. Defense is impeccable.
Yeah, that defense, Sam Darnold and that defense, I expect them to have another monster year. I think you add Matthew Stafford. He's definitely a more dynamic quarterback as far as arm talent than Jared Goff. And I think they'll actually have a lot to prove. Plus, they're in a pretty tough division themselves, so I think every game on their schedule is going to matter because it's going to be a race between them, San Fran, Seattle, with Arizona on the outside looking to get in. So that's going to be another tough division. And I think that defense is going to pick right up where they left off last year. Yeah, it's going to be tough. So, yeah, I got the Rams.
All right, buddy. No argument there. All right. That's 8 games in, half of the season. And I have the Texans at 2-6. You have them at 1-7 so far on the season. All right. Next game up. We are on the road against the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins were 10-6 last year, averaged 25 points a game, gave up 21 points a game. Rushing yards was 105, which was also better than us. Quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, however you say his name. How you say his last name? Tua
Tagovailoa.
Okay, yeah, that. He's making his second year start, I guess. He started a little bit last year, right? So this will be his second year coming into the league. And I definitely have this as a loss because Miami defense was second in the league last year at points allowed at 21. So I don't think that we're going to be able to move the chains on them pretty much. So I'm going to give that as a loss, man, at Miami.
Yeah, man. Brian Flores got that defense over there going. Like you said, number 2 in scoring defense last year. I think they pick up where they left off. I think Tua actually takes a step, progresses from what he did. I mean, he had a pretty okay to decent season when he stepped in. A lot of people are doubting him right now based off that season. But I actually think Tua steps up. I think he takes a step in the right direction. I think obviously they put him in over Fitz while they were winning. They see him every day. So I think they have to know something. I don't think Brian Flores is by any means a We see what he's doing with the defense. We know he came from the Belichick system. I don't think he's making moves that he's not sure about. I think they're in a tough division, but I think Miami makes improvements this season. I definitely think we cannot go there and win.
Yeah, considering their defense. But at the same time, it's still a second-year quarterback as well. So I think that may factor in considering how the season's going.
I mean, I won't say the Texans can't win that game.
Mm-hmm. That's why it's just a prediction.
Right. I'm not saying they can't.
They're capable.
They're capable. Tua can play like you said. Tua cannot play. I mean, it's technically still his second year. He can make a lot of mistakes. He cannot take that jump that some people expect him to take.
I definitely agree. All right, next game up, we are going to the Tennessee Titans for the first time this season. They were 11-5 last year. Averaged 29.6 points a game, gave up 27 points a game, averaged 168 yards a game, which was second in the league. Quarterback Tannehill had a decent season last year. I think he got a new contract as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Did he?
I think it was either this year or last year. They signed him to an extension, so they feel that he's the quarterback for the future for them. And, of course, they got Derrick Henry out there running like a moose. Who's going to stop Derrick Henry when he's going downhill? It's going to be very hard. So, I'm going to give this as a loss, sir. This is a hard divisional game. I think Tennessee has beaten us twice last year as well. I think they did, not mistaken. So, I think they're going to beat us again. So, I'm going to give that as a loss at Tennessee.
Yeah, unless you think we're going to stop Derrick Henry this year. And I'm interested to see how, how Tannehill and Julio connect. That should make their offense a lot better. I love Vrabel as the head coach. I said that when he left, we should have fired Bill O'Brien and kept Vrabel. I've been saying that since the year he left. And so, yeah, another loss inside the division. In Tennessee, of course.
In Tennessee. All right, next game up. We are coming back home to play the New York Jets. I'm going to put that as a win. And the reason why I say that is because the Jets only averaged 15 points a game last year. They gave up 28 points a game last year, which was second worst in the league. They did average 105 rushing yards, though, which was better than us. And I don't know who the quarterback is going to be. I mean, do you have an idea who's the quarterback of the New York Jets right now? Is it Zach Wilson?
It's going to be Zach Wilson, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I will write in Zach Wilson because I wasn't for sure. But, yeah, I'd say that's a win. I think that, like I said, I think our defense would, I'm going on our defense being improved. And I'm believing that we can get pressure on the quarterback. And considering the Jets also have a new head coach, which is Robert Saleh. I don't know who he is.
Robert Saleh.
49ers.
49ers.
Oh, I like him. He's very intense.
Yes.
Very passionate.
Yes.
But does he have the personnel?
I'm not sure.
Right now. So I'm going to go on that. And
Sure.
I'm going to say, since we're at home, I'm giving that as an advantage. I think we can beat the New York Jets, man. I think we can squeak that win out. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on how fast Zach Wilson can pick up and read NFL defenses. This is like week 8 or so. So I expect him to be, still play like a rookie because he's a rookie. And with that being the case, I think this is a game the Texans can win. We'll be at home. They'll get to feed off that home crowd. And like you said, it depends on our defense. And at the end of the day, to me, too, it also depends on Tyrod Taylor. Like, is Tyrod Taylor going to be healthy by week 8, 9, 10? Is he going to be playing? I'm not sure. I need to look at our receivers. I love our running backs, or at least I like our running back, the stable. I like them collectively. But I'm not sure about who our. I don't even know who our receivers are outside of what Brandon Cooks, no
Yeah,
Randall Cobb.
we traded Randall Cobb.
Right. We're trading him back
We
to Green.
we have Chris Conley. If you check out some preseason games, check out Chris Conley. He's been in the league. He was some other teams, but we picked him up this year. He's been very, very good. I heard in training camp. He's going to be possibly the number one receiver, Chris Conley. And we still have Coutise trying to make the team as well. So they got different receivers that they're looking at, and just depends on who makes the 50-man roster. So 52-man roster, whatever it is. But I think that he will make it. So I think we will have a legitimate, serviceable wide receiver roster this year. So
you think they can get the win?
You're giving that a win as well. All right. Still at home. Playing the Colts again. As I said, average 27 points, gave up 22. Average 124 yards rushing, which was better than us. And they have Carson Wentz. So this is my thing. I always say that Andrew Luck is not on that team anymore. And he kills us in the Texans. Him and T.Y. Hill. I don't know what it is, but when they come here, they act like they at home and ain't nothing gonna phase them. But This is different. Different quarterback. So I'm gonna say that since we lost the game at the Colts earlier in the season, we're gonna get some get back on this game. I think the Texans will be fired up to get some revenge on a division foe. And I say we win this game over the Colts at home. So I'm going to give us another win right there. 2 wins in a row for the Houston Texans.
I thought about this because I was like, okay, Indy and Tennessee can't sweep us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have to split. We're going to split with one of them.
Yeah.
What's the more likely team? I mean, Indy, they primarily are going to have a great defense. And I think the offense will be – Wentz is shaky. He turns the ball over. Mm-hmm. He's not the most – I think really outside of one good year, he's been a below-average quarterback. And I think we're hanging on to that one great year that he had before he got hurt when they went like 13-3. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, he's had a pretty average season. I know he took the Eagles to the playoffs like 2 years ago, I think, after the injury. And, they were all banged up. They didn't have no receivers. They had the Houston quarterback. I can't think his name, playing receiver. And Wentz led that team. What did you call this last year before he got fired? Oh, last year. The year before that. Anyway. But I don't think we'll sweep the Titans. I mean, I think the Titans will sweep us. I think Derrick Henry's is just a bit too much. I think now when you add that with the play action to Julio, which I assume is going to be their plan, I think they were one of the teams that ran off play action the most. You get Julio and Henry on the play action, you probably get Julio matched up one-on-one. I'm loving how that's going to look. And the defense is pretty good. It's not better than the Indies, but I think their offense is a step above Indy. So I think we do actually steal this game from Indy. Okay. And I'll give a win here.
All right.
Just because I don't think both of the teams are going to sweep us in the division. Okay. I think it'll only be one, and I'll pick that one to be Tennessee.
Well, all right, my friend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I have 4 wins so far, and you have 3. All right. Going into the back end of our schedule, we have the Seattle Seahawks coming to us. So that's 3 home games in a row. Seattle, which record was 12-4 last year.
Oh,
third in the NFC. Averaged 28 points a game, gave up 23 points a game, averaged 123 rushing yards, which was also better than us. And we already know the quarterback over there is Russell. His last name's Wilson.
We know how we feel about Mr. Russell Wilson.
Yes, he's Houdini out there, pretty much. He's like a little smaller version of Deshaun Watson, honestly, if you think about it. It kind of got similar tendencies, when it comes to moving in the pocket, making something out of nothing. You know what
I
I'm
would say
saying?
Deshaun is like more of a mini Russ. I mean, Russ been doing it longer than Deshaun. I don't think we can call him a mini Deshaun. I think we got to
Okay.
call Deshaun a mini Russ.
Okay, hey, whatever you want to call it. I just think they're similar in the
Or a
ways that
better version of Russ.
There you go. There you go. A more athletic version of Russ. How about
There
that?
we go. Yeah.
But with that being said, I think Seattle's better than us right now. They're always fighting for their division, possibly always make a good playoff run. Russell Wilson has made the playoffs every year since he's been in the NFL. So, that being said, that would be a loss, sir, against the Seattle Seahawks. And that's my prediction.
Well, I think this division, top 4 teams, is probably the best in football. Their weakest team would be Arizona, who is, in a lot of people's minds, could be fighting for a wild card spot. This is a really fucking tough division. I think every game is going to matter. Like I said there earlier about the Rams, and Seattle's just a better team. Let's face it. They have the better quarterback. They have the better receivers. I think we may have the better running back group, but they probably have the most individual better running back. And I think with the addition of Jamal Adams, the defense will be better. They played last year. He was banged up. I think it was did he start the season? I don't think he started the season with them. Did he? Was that trade before the season or before the deadline?
No, they traded him within the season. Remember, he held out.
Right. It was within the season. Right.
Yeah,
and then he missed a couple games due to injury. So but I think Russ, speaking of Russ and Deshaun, he said he's a more athletic version, but Russ throws a way better deep ball. That hoe is so pretty. I feel like it just.
You think so?
I think Russ throws a way. It looks prettier to me. I feel like that hoe just drops like in a basket. I don't know. I think Russ throws a better ball. I think Deshaun is more athletic for sure, but I think Russ throws a better ball. At least it looks prettier to me anyway.
Okay.
But yeah, Seattle. For sure.
That's a loss. All right. Back on the road to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars again. I don't have to go through the numbers. We already know. Rookie quarterback. So, we already beat them in week 1 at home. And I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt since, like I say, it is a rookie quarterback, rookie coach. I think that our staff is more seasoned than Urban Meyer is as far as being in the NFL. And I'm going to give us a win on the road at Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to make Urban Meyer. I think he'll probably be a decent coach, maybe even a good coach. But I think he's going to struggle his first year because I think he's so fucking arrogant that he's going to have to be humbled.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL is known for humbling people and coaches. And even the best of coaches have been humbled before in this league. And I think Urban Meyer is cocky. I like Urban Meyer. I love him at Florida. His time at Florida I was in high school, and I love those Florida teams. Tim Tebow's, and Florida was my school that I fucking loved. But Urban Meyer is fucking cocky as shit. And I think he's going to get humbled this year. And I think the Texans do get another win. And I think it's primarily based off Trevor Lawrence is going to have to go through a learning curve, just like Urban Meyer is going to have to go through a learning curve. It's just the NFL. It's the nature of the beast. It's just what it does. So I think the Jacksonville will struggle. They're going to have a rough season because if they don't get one of the games from us, they play the same divisional play. So I don't know where they're going to get their wins from. Maybe they get one of the Jets. Maybe Cincy. Yeah, I think the Texans sweep them, guys.
Hey, I'm right with you. So I got 5 wins. You have 4. Interesting game right here. We're coming back home to play the Los Angeles Chargers. We get both LA teams at home. and I possibly will try to make it out to this game as well. Chargers are 7-9 last year, averaged 24 points a game, gave up 26 points a game. So they also gave up more than they scored. They averaged 111 rushing yards a game, which was better than us. And Justin Herbert had a nice breakout rookie season. That boy threw for 4,336 yards, 31 touchdowns. Okay, yeah, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. So not bad for a rookie. You know, I was highly impressed. I saw a couple games myself where he didn't even look like a rookie. He stood in that pocket. He was poised. He threw the ball very precisely, you know, didn't get rattled. And he's not scared of the moment. And I was very, very, very impressed with this boy. So, with that being said, the Chargers also have a new head coach. Brandon Staley. Don't know where he's from. You may know. I have no idea. But I think it's going to be a good turnover for the Chargers this year. I think the defense will improve. I think they had a couple of injuries last year. So, with that being said, I'm going to give the Houston Texans a loss right here because I think the quarterback is better, and I just think the team is better. So, that would be a loss for me against the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think that defense will be improved. Bosa comes back. James comes back on the defense.
Derwin James. That's who I was trying to say. Yes.
Oh, my bad. I thought I don't know what I heard earlier. Yeah, Derwin James comes back. Bosa comes back. Like you said, Justin Herbert had a damn good breakout season once he got in the game. Definitely looked like he was a franchise quarterback. I think Eckler will be back. He got hurt last year. I think they'll be much improved. They lose Hunter Henry, but they still got Keenan Allen and Williams on the other side.
I love Keenan
Allen. He just fucking balls.
He catches everything.
Yeah. So I think that's definitely a loss.
All right. Next game up, we got to fly out to San Francisco to take on the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay. Do you have to do this?
Well, the San Francisco 49ers were 6-10 last year, so they were below 500. Another below 500 team. Averaged 23 points, gave up 24 points, so they gave up more than they scored.
Right.
But they did average 118 rushing yards, which is more than us. And I think the injuries is what hit the 49ers last year. You know, a lot of key positions were out. So it kind of put them behind the 8 ball pretty much at the beginning of the season. But considering they have Jimmy G as their quarterback.
Jimmy.
Before they drafted Lance. So we don't know when he's going to play. So with that being said, as of right now, on paper, I'm going to give us a loss because the 49ers are a good team.
We're going to have a loss. And Trey Lance is going to play. Shanahan has already said he's going to have packages designed for Shanahan. But we're talking week. What week are we in?
This is week 16 right here.
Oh, Trey Lance is starting.
Okay.
Trey Lance is starting, and they're getting ready for the playoffs. By far. Or even if he's not starting, he's been in so much. Like I said, Shanahan's already announced that he's going to have packages for Trey Lance, packages of plays. So he's going to be already getting in the game. I would be surprised if he's not starting by like week 6, depending on how good he looks and how San Fran starts off the season, and how good or bad Jimmy looks. But this is a loss. I mean, we're not on San Fran's level. Let's just be real. We can't keep up with them right now. So that's definitely a loss. In San Fran as well.
Okay. I agree. Last game of the season, we don't have to really go through it. Tennessee again. We already said that we can't get swept by the Colts and Tennessee. So if we split with the Colts, we're going to get swept by Tennessee. So that's a loss. So record shows I have the Texans winning 5 games You have the Texans winning 4 games. Now, how confident are you that this will change towards the progression of the season? Do you think it will go up? Or do you think it'll go down?
It can. I agree with you when you said that it's going to depend on Lovey and what he can turn around on that defense. If we're giving up 160 yards a game, yeah, we're going to be 4, and 4 is a ceiling. If we can chop that to about 100, maybe even 95, then possibly 6, possibly more. And then that's going to be predicated upon Tyrod Taylor staying healthy. I think when healthy, he can win you 7 or 8 games in a season. I think you'll be in the majority of the games with Tyrod Taylor as your quarterback. I don't know if you'll win them, but I think he like you said earlier, he's definitely a serviceable quarterback. If you give him a decent defense, he can lead. He led the Bills to the I don't know if we all remember, he led the Bills to the playoffs before Jared Allen got there. I by no means do I think he can lead us to the playoffs. But again, that's going to be determined on how good our fucking defense is going to be. Giving up 160 yards rushing a game, like no way that we're going to sniff the fucking playoffs.
And you're not even rushing 100 yards on the other
right.
side.
I mean,
of the
you
ball.
can't let a team run the ball on you though. Like it's just the run sets up so much other shit. Like it sets up play action. It just opens up. If you can get, I mean, that's what every team wants to be able to do. Get 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 5 and under. If you can get that on the majority of your downs, obviously you're gonna be successful as an offense. And if you can run the ball and get 4 yards to carry, 3.5 yards to carry, I mean, it's just we shouldn't be. You can't give up on 160 yards a game, bro. At the end of the day, like that has to significantly drop. And for Waterworks to be competitive, like I said, I think Tyrod's a serviceable quarterback. I actually think he's probably an average to above average quarterback. But if we can't stop anybody, we can't win. So I mean, Deshaun had a career season, one of the best statistical quarterback seasons for a quarterback, and we won 3 games. So, and it's mainly because we couldn't stop anybody.
Couldn't at all. And another reason is Deshaun was running for his life because the last 3 seasons he's been sacked 155 times, which is
well, a lot of that, some of that's been on fucking Deshaun. He holds the ball an awful long time.
Okay.
But I like to think when Tunsil came in, like after the middle of the season, the offensive line definitely improved. I won't say we're great, obviously, offensive line, but Deshaun holds the ball an awful long time. Okay. Like he tries to make a play every play. Sometimes I don't even want to run the ball. Like sometimes, bro, just throw the ball away. It's okay. Play 2nd down. I don't want you to get hurt. You can't run over linebackers. Like sometimes we do some crazy shit. But that's the same reason
the offensive line was the issue.
Same reason we love them too at the same time. So.
But we do know the offensive line was an issue too. So
yes, I mean definitely not our strong point.
Definitely. Well, that's the end. That's all the games we got on the docket so far.
What does Vegas have the over under at for us for the season?
Let me check right now.
Just out of curiosity.
Let's see.
If they got like 6, you know what would be good though? We should wait and hope they win like 2 more preseason games. Then take it because it'll probably go up.
You think so?
I mean, maybe, right?
It may.
If they got it at like
They have it over under 4.
4, right where I got it at. Fucking Vegas. Yeah, that's about right, Vegas. I wouldn't take that bet because I wouldn't know what to do.
I would just go. I'd go over because if anything, it'd be a push. It'll be 4.
Yeah, I can see 4. The only way though, if they get swept by Indy and Tennessee, then it might go under.
Yeah.
And I'm not, as much as I say I don't think that'll happen, it is a possibility.
Well, my thing is this: when was the last time Jacksonville was favored over us? Jacksonville's -3.
I don't know, but it is a possibility we don't sweep Jacksonville as well. I think we will, but I'm just saying there is a possibility that we don't.
Man.
You don't think so? You don't think there's no possibility that
I mean, it is. It definitely is a possibility, bro. With our team right now, the way it is, anything is a possibility. We don't even know who the quarterback. I guess we do know because that's why they got Tyrod, but we already know who we want our quarterback to be. So we don't even know what he's gonna be doing. Is he just gonna be sitting on the bench, just watching? Is
that not gonna be weird? What is that gonna be?
Like for real, bro. That's just not gonna sit well with the fans. But all in all, man, like I said, I'm gonna be checking out the second preseason game because I will be in Dallas this weekend. So I will be, previewing the game, checking out some more tendencies and things I want to look for. Like I said, I want to look to see how the defense improves because the secondary is still shaky. It's a glaring issue, even though we did have a couple key players playing, which might play a little bit on Saturday. But the secondary is still shaky, man. And like I said, if we don't get no pressure on that quarterback, we're going to be giving up over 200-some yards again on the passes.
We definitely need a cornerback. I like Roby. I think we need to put a cornerback. We need to try to find us a lockdown corner. Obviously, got to probably wait till next year.
Do you know that we've never had a Pro Bowl cornerback in the history of our franchise?
Yeah, the best quarterback in our franchise is probably Jonathan Joseph. So, yeah. And we got him when he was old. Like, his best years are in Cincy.
Man, that's so crazy.
He actually gave us some decent years, though.
He did.
But I mean, he was the best quarterback. We fucked up. I go back to this all the time. I don't know why we don't take Bouye over Johnson.
Yeah.
When Johnson was hurt and Bouye was already proven, and you took the chance. Bouye. You took the chance on the guess when you already had a guy that you homegrown and showed that he can play. And you just took the other guy because he was a high round draft pick, but he was hurt. So, like, why do I don't understand why do that? But yeah,
I agree 100%. We should have kept Bouye.
I said that at the time. I was like, why the fuck didn't we just pay Bouye? Because you don't know what this other guy is going to be, and he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
well, like I said, man, thank you for coming on. Finally got that out the way. Now we can move on. You see what I'm saying? To some more exciting things that's happening. As far as tomorrow, I know you will have a show, Brothasnbets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will do a little show tomorrow. I need to check my bets right now and see what transpired over today's baseball games. Yeah,
I've been monitoring it. We I don't know if you know, but the Cubs beat the Reds. Snapped their losing streak.
Wow.
Yes. So I was off on that one.
I was too.
So yeah, that's just some of the time about. Oh, the Nationals beat the Blue Jays.
I saw that. Well, I saw them winning before we did the show.
20-some runs on them, dog. Like that's just crazy how you could just be one team one night and then be a
fucking baseball. That's crazy.
But hey, that's the beautiful thing about sports. The games have to be played. Because
before we go, do you have that Tigers score though?
Tigers? I took the Tigers too, huh?
I do not like what that sounded like.
Hold on, where is that? I'm tripping.
The Tigers
8-2. Angels beat them 8-2.
Wow. Huh.
Yay. Well, we can talk about that more tomorrow.
Yes, we will. Yes, sir.
It looked like we had a.
Don't look like the day went too well, then, sir.
No, but on the back end, though, remember I took Arizona, the Giants and the Dodgers, and they all went in. Well, the Dodgers are tied with the Pirates in the fifth. But the Giants.
We didn't cover that game, but I took the Dodgers. I took the Giants. I took the under first 5. So I gotta check the score.
Well, it's 4, bottom of the 4, so they're going into the 5th.
Oh, I probably hit that because it's either gonna be 4 or 4.5. So I either pushed or I hit.
I got a nice little parlay I'm waiting on right now. Dodgers run line, Giants run line, Arizona plus 1.5. So that's what I'm waiting on right now.
I gotta check my bets.
So hopefully I can wake up to something. Maybe get my what I lost, get back what I lost. I love
right.
it.
I know I hit Atlanta. I checked that before I won. I hit Atlanta. I didn't hit the over, but I hit the Atlanta money line. So I know I hit that before the game started. And then I got to check. I can't remember all my bets.
But yeah, we can get on it tomorrow. So go give out your social to the people so we can go get out of here.
So, man, y'all boys can follow me at Marleybets right there, at Marley_bets on Twitter and Instagram. Check out my show, Brothasnbets, live streaming on YouTube, Instagram. Excuse me, not Instagram, but we do follow the Instagram page, Brothers in, like the letter, Bets. But we stream live on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. LJ is a frequent guest, pretty much a member of the damn show. He'll be on there tomorrow. We bust down the MLB picks. Mikey Hova will give out the WNBA play of the day tomorrow, and that's it.
Well, of course, LJ from H-Town, as you can see, or Houston, however you want to call it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure you like the button. I know y'all watching this on the replay, so like the page, subscribe, hit the notifications when we go live, because we about to really, really kick off our shows, considering football season is right around the corner. So we're going to be all on the streaming all day, every day, pretty much, giving you all the latest news, insight, prediction, picks, bets, however you want to call it. We're going to be all over it. Football season is the best time of the year, and we're going to be totally locked in. So with that being said, Marleybets, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
RaWordz Podcast. See y'all next time. Hopefully we'll get a show maybe next week, break down the rest of the NFL schedule with the rest of the teams.
I'm with it.
So,
or we can go like maybe, division by division or some kind of shit like that.
Yeah, we can break it down.
It's something to get going till football season.
Definitely. For sure. So, till then, RaWordz Podcast, and we are out.
It's H-Town for real.